Hi, you guys. So, I'm doing a chakra removal session for Tambra today, and she's openly sharing this experience on YouTube. So, chakra removal is kind of a wishy washy exploration. People aren't 100% sure about it. The reason why is because obviously we need a throat chakra, we need a third eye, we need all of these energy portals in order to live a balanced and harmonious life. But one thing that we're forgetting about is the power of our heart and how we can speak from the heart, not just speak from our throat. How we can have psychic experiences not from our heads, but from within our hearts. How we can translate our emotions within our soul instead of the human vulnerability in our guts, right? Where we can have intimate sexual experiences not from our body but from our hearts. Again, when we centralize that frequency into our heart, chakra removal is helping us to not remove chakras per se, but to sort of allow these other energetic portal influences to know that they can sort of relax a little bit more as we bring the heart center forward. So the heart center becomes the most powerful emanation of all that we are, which is truly what we are ascending into, becoming heart centered. Diverse spiritual human beings, and not human beings that are trying to work our way through society through balancing our thoughts, or trying to talk about our human experiences with our thoughts, and everything is getting intermingled together, but really centralizing everything into the heart, which is what a truly ascended human being does, right? We speak from the heart. Our reflections are from the heart. Wisdom comes from the heart, does not come from the head, where everything is a part of this central component. So I'm going to relax here. I'm doing this session as at a distance, so Tambra is not on the other side or anything. I'm actually going to close my eyes and enter into her spiritual atmosphere and do this chakra removal session, which is going to influence her energetic processing to become a heart center. Instead of becoming all these other centers, but to really centralize that frequency here. So when we bang the gong of our infinite potential, we bang it in our hearts, and then it emanates up and down in all sacred directions, and as sort of like the center of all that we are. But if we center our energy in our heads, which a lot of us do, we bang the gong here, and it's not really balanced now, is it? So I'm going to go ahead, and Tambra, thank you so much for sharing this openly. I'm going to relax here and get connected. You're going to be feeling a lot lighter. You're going to be feeling a lot more just love emanating. Love is light, and light actually makes us feel lighter, lightweight. So light has that purpose of being love and helping us let go of the dense burdens of anything else. Okay. As I get more connected with your spiritual atmosphere, there's sort of like a sadness around the eyes and then just behind the head. And I feel like my head turns downward, and I feel sad. I feel a flow of sadness. I'm going to allow your consciousness to release this, okay? So, and the sadness is really sort of, when we're strong within ourselves, we stand up tall and we look straight ahead and we just smile, right? But when we're sad, we can curl up, right? And then we feel hunched over, and then we withdraw even, and we can even withdraw from ourselves, which is love itself. So I'm going to allow this part of your conscious I'm going to feel it on out, and it's just getting really slouchy, and it's just really feeling a lot more curled up and withdrawn. Very much so withdrawn, and I experienced what is like a little bug, a very cute one, cartoon essence, and it's in the corner of a box room, It's sitting on some, I don't know, is this a shell of a clam of some kind? But it's sort of removed. It's just a basic room, like any old room. Doesn't appear to be a door in here, but the shell is sort of sitting on, like you could have a pearl inside the clam shell, but there's something about this little bug that is you is sitting where the pearl would be, and the clam is like in the corner of the room. It's fairly good sized. So it's not like you're like I can't see you here. You're like a size of a normal person in a clamshell that's larger than life. You would prefer to be as small as a bug and the clam to be a normal size. And then if the clam were to close and sort of swallow you up inside of it and nobody would find you again, then that would be okay. And if people just randomly saw a weird clam in the corner of a room, that's fine too. And I don't need to be inside the clam either when they open up the shell. That's how the sad part of you feels right now. This would be a frequency of vulnerability that is keeping you separated from what true love is all about. Because true love gives us power and strength to be ourselves and to stand on our own 2 feet and want to be a part of this world, not want to get swallowed up. So what is influencing you to want to get swallowed into the clam and just disappear? You say life does. It's not any of my energy bodies that's influencing it. It's life that is influencing it. I say so life has control over the way you feel. I know how easy it is as a human being to feel like life does it every single time, and there's nothing we can do to overcome life itself. And when life wants to squeeze the living daylights out of you, you will just accept it and endure it as life on earth. That there's something about the misconception of our power and the power that we possess within ourselves to make firm decisions and choose love for ourselves when love, there's something about grabbing hold of your inner light or your inner power or your true essence, and standing on your own feet and saying no to life making you feel this small. That's actually a misconception. It's not life because some part of you manifested life to treat you this way. So it creates the infinite mirror that shows you about yourself. But really, when you become strong and you stand up to what you have created, now it's going to back off and you're going to grow like a redwood tree. And it's going to be like that. But they show me that there's like a timeline here, and this is a really hard one. This is I feel buried alive, and it's so much heavy weight that how am I supposed to dig my way out of this grave? It's just too heavy. So are you going to grow like that? In what timeline? Growth can happen like that, but this one feels heavy and like it would be kind of stretched out over a period of time that could feel like a year or 2 years or 3 years of choosing to empower yourself. Because what in life inspired you to get beaten down to this level? And now for you to get the power and the strength to conquer this, that's going to take a lot of courage, bravery, standing on your own 2 feet, feeling like you've fallen down again many times in order to stand back up and continue to fight back against this. But once that is over, like the battle is over, and it's really a battle with yourself. There might be other people involved here that are influencing this battle with yourself, and it might feel like they're the ones, but it was really your creation. And I know it's like the most messed up thing. It's like, I swear to God, that was not my creation. I know. It really was your creation. So now we have to acknowledge, okay, I actually created this situation. I created this situation because ... I, Abbey, created a lot of situations in my life because I suffered from severe depression for years. And that severe depression was really instigated by certain events of how I felt. I was really a part of this world or I wasn't. So it's like life kind of molded and shaped me. But in the end, I decided to be molded and shaped downwards instead of trying to overcome it or empower myself or say no to it, I just chose to let it take me downward. So when I went way down, I chose everything in that pathway down, down for years and years and years and years and years. And then it got to such a point that it was like the breaking point, you know? And the breaking point sucks, because the breaking point is like, I don't have any energy left. I have no strength. I feel like a dead person. But yet now I have to find some means to conquer all of these things I've manifested in my life, because I chose depression. I chose that pathway. But it was like, well, life kind of made me depressed, but I chose to be depressed. So anyway, so there's something about this too, about you finding yourself and then conquering your own creation. And once you conquer this creation, which you can do it, you actually can do this. Once you conquer your own creation, my God, wow, you don't even know who you are. That's the reality. You don't even know how like wowzer you are, and how like what your power is. You don't even know what your power is. And if you knew what your power was, if a version of you was standing in this room knowing what your power was, looking at this other person, a version of yourself that's just a bug that wants to get swallowed by the clam and disappear forever, be like, wake up! That is not who you are! And life didn't do this. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. You can overcome this. You can do it. I believe in you. This is a long span thing. This isn't just like this had just happened. This is like been building or creating itself. It's like the rolling tide that just keeps rolling. When is the shoreline going to come out again? It's like keeps rolling. You need this type of conversation, because what you got going on in your life is like you need support. And you need really positive support at that. And I mean, positive support, that's not just, you know, I'm sorry to hear about it. I know that's really tough to go through, but something that goes deeper than that, because you're a spiritual person, then that's actually your balance, your harmony emanates, I'm a soul, I'm not a human, but yet something about the human reality is like making you feel more human than soul. So when you have a spiritual sort of message of wisdom, it really actually gets deep into you, and it empowers you, and it helps to sort of feed your soul in a way that this world isn't, and it actually makes you a lot stronger. So this session is going to help you a lot. It's going to give you a lot to work with, not only just energetically, to make you, help you feel a lot better and to remind you of where your power is, but it's also going to be full of wisdom too. So I'm just interacting with all these energy portals, okay? And I'm sort of like snapping my fingers, like, you know, it's sort of like I'm like, shape up, men. We're going out to sea, or something like that. But it's like really exciting, and I'm encouraging all of these parts of your energy portals to see the value of the heart center, to see the value of allowing the heart center for them to be more sort of intertwined, allowing the heart center to come forward, and them to just sort of soften their essence through the heart, and not try to just be themselves like individually, because that's sort of like an old computer trying to process things really slowly, and now we're just like so advanced, like phew 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 phew. So like things are a lot faster through love than they are just like, I gotta figure out, you know, this my how to find my voice. Well, your heart is just gonna say, just speak. You know, the voice is gonna say, well, you know, I'm afraid of judgment, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. The heart is gonna say, just speak. And then the throat is and then the mind's gonna get working with the throat, and then they're gonna talk to the emotions, and the heart is gonna say, why are you ignoring me? I'm just encouraging you to do what you need to do, because deep inside your soul, you need to just speak. So for some reason, you, Tamber, need to just speak. Because your heart is saying that right now, and your throat is like, well, I'm just not sure about that. That's probably not a good idea. It might hurt somebody's feelings. You know, I'm not used to just speaking, and what would I say, and how would I say it, and I'm just feeling really awkward right now. And the mind's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't speak. It's probably wiser or smarter to just not say anything at all. And the emotions are like, yeah, you know, because it could actually make things worse if you actually spoke. So then I'm going to feel even more emotional. I'm going to have a hard time. And the heart is just saying, what? Why are you talking to all these people? You know, all these energy portals. All you need to do is follow your heart. And your soul essence is saying, speak. Speak from your heart. Express yourself. Everybody, all your energy portals, sort of heart is like this emanation, I'm growing, okay? And then everybody is just sort of like talk. What's going on here? Or, you know, what are we, you know, what's this new lineup? What's this new routine or plan? What's this going on here? So they're all trying to figure out what this harmony is that is entering your spiritual atmosphere, that is encouraging them to calm down, to slow the frequency, to go into like an Om vibration, just to relax, and allow the heart then to influence or guide you through life, because your heart is your higher self. Your heart is where all your spirit guides are, and your angels, and your starlight, and everything comes from your heart. And this is all like the human aspects of you that are afraid and are resisting and are trying to decide and are logical about everything, and then are hurt, and then feel like this hurt is probably not as bad as it could be, etc. And if I were to make changes, it's going to hurt more, even though I know it's the only way for things to get better, but I just don't feel like I can do it right now. And again, we're resisting the heart, right? And just allowing this to process here. This energy communication is being absorbed by everybody. Everybody is like all your energy portals here. They're all like real people. Real consciousness, real spaces. This next thing I'm seeing is you're really strong, and you have a lot of power potential inside of you, and it's like really, man, if you were to light that atomic bomb, like, I mean, it would just explode, but it would explode something absolutely wowzery. Like, we would be in awe of whatever this emanation of like power is. But I see this is sort of buried deep down, and it's sort of like a little you know, like a little toy you get, you put 25 cents in, then there's a little toy, and it's like in a plastic thing, and you open the two sides, and there it is. You're like in a little plastic tube or something, very deep down, and but inside this little plastic, like 25-cent prize is like the most powerful magical emanation. Is this your worth? Are you worth 25 cents? And 25 cents of toy value should just be buried in the ground and forgotten? Like, is that your worth? Because I'm telling you, inside of that is like nobody could even believe it. And I tell this part of you, it's like, you know, I know a lot of kids that think a quarter is a precious thing, and to put a quarter into a machine to get a little prize is like the holy grail. So you need to alter your perspective, because in a child's eye, you are precious. Just even as a 25-cent toy, you are like the most precious magical thing. But as an adult, obviously, we see the 25-cent plastic toy is going to go in the garbage eventually. So that's somehow your value as an adult, how you see yourself and the worth of yourself. But I'm telling you, inside of yourself is really a lot of special emanating energy. Okay, so it looks like purple sparkle for one. My spirit guides are telling me I should describe exactly what it looks like when I open this up. It just looks like energy for starters. It doesn't look like a person or anything. It just looks like a really intense purple sparkly energy, but there's like white and then pink that turns into purple. And then in the center there's a white nucleus, like a sphere in the center. And this spreads out, I mean, a long ways. And it actually has the ability to reach the edges of the universe. And it can be as small or as large as it wants to be. And it doesn't have to, this essence of you, it doesn't have to go anywhere. It can just become wherever it chooses to be. Like, it just manifests there. So it can decide, I want to explore this frequency, and then it just is there already, because of the intention is what manifests the access to that frequency. So there's something about the power of your own intentions and how the universe revolves around you, so to speak. And when you put the intention out there that I want to experience ... now, bam, it happens. But you put the intention out there as a spirit, you put the intention out there, you bam, go there. As a human, we put the intention out there and then we wait for the universe to respond to it. And oftentimes we're sending letters and prayers and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And we're passing up all these opportunities that are stepping stones into that intention that is going to create that experience. But we don't choose the stepping stones because oftentimes they're challenging us. They're challenging our behaviors. They're challenging the way we love ourselves. They're challenging the friends we choose in our life. We're challenging our relationships, our jobs, etc. And so we put the intention out there as a human being, but we are given opportunities that we ignore because those opportunities are asking us to behave differently, or to, in order to gravitate into the intention. And the spirit realm is just intend, bam, you're there. But your soul is like really cool because it just, there's something about the deeper essence of what it understands about the power of, how would I describe this? There's a reason why they're showing me just this specific faction of this extraordinary emanation. And this specific faction of all that it is has a deep knowing and understanding about how the universe revolves around the intention, and how it has the power to go anywhere it wants in the infinite universe through the intention itself, and to just bam, it is there. And it can choose to be as large or as small as it wants to be, and that it has the power to be what it chooses. So this small detail of this extraordinary thing inside this little 25-cent piece toy is also speaking to you about what do you know about your power? Do you know that the universe revolves around you? Do you know that you have the power to create your own reality? Do you know that you have the power to conquer whatever is standing in your way? And why are you allowing yourself to just want to wither away and just, kind of disappear, instead of facing this thing as the powerful emanation that you are? Because on the spirit level, it's like you choose and bam, you receive. On the human level, it's more complicated because we have to go through the frequency of the intention, which is the journey called life. And the journey called life isn't always fun, and it inspires us now to become bugs that hide in clams that want to be swallowed away because we don't want to face life that we created ourselves. Like, it's just crazy. It's just so crazy. You really needed to hear that. Like, I feel like a sparkling essence of rejuvenation through this conversation in your spiritual atmosphere. So everybody, all your energy portals, except your heart, which is sort of like, hello everybody, I really am here and I love you because I'm Tambra's heart. And everybody else, so the heart's got its own thing going on, and everybody else, so these other energy portals are like, I'm not... okay, so there's a heart. I'm still like nervous. I like tiptoeing into blending with the heart on the level of just letting the heart be everybody is kind of like, yeesh. Not sure about that. Not used to living in that wavelength. Kind of freaked out a little bit. But does resonate with the conversation. Does know the value of this, but is afraid. And when you're afraid, you're resisting love, and then you resist the heart. So when you're afraid, then the heart usually gets closed up and withers backward, and everything else starts to kind of come forward as, I'm the ego, blah, 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 I'm going to tell everybody what to do. And the heart's just like, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. You should try this. You should try that. Ego says, yeah, right. I'm never going to try that. How dare you give me these ideas? How dare you? Heart goes, okay. I'll just wait again. I'll just wait again. He goes like, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. The ego is always in control. So we gotta just like, ooh, hello, I'm the heart. I'm the heart today. And he goes like, oh God, the heart, I don't know about this. Heart's gonna encourage choices that I'm gonna have to deal with those choices later, and I don't like. It feels like I'm eating leftover rotted food, and it stinks, and I don't want to go through that process in order to get myself out of this burden. I'd almost rather deal with the burden every day for the rest of my life than to deal with a new exploration of burden to get out of this burden. Even if it takes me 2 years or 3 years, it just feels like I'm going to get crushed under that. But I'm telling you, it's going to be empowering. It's going to be, you're going to breathe again, and you're going to feel the sun grazing your cheeks in such a warm and loving way. And you're going to feel like you're beautiful as you walk around this world, and you're going to smile again because you're going to own your own life. You're going to own your own body. You're going to own your own choices in your own direction, and it's going to give you an edge. And you're not used to that, and you're not realizing that that's actually just around the corner. And that's just one of the positive sides of the challenge of facing your own creation and moving beyond it. But this is like one of the bonuses as you endure the challenge. So there's good things as you move through change. And we never think about that. We never allow those ideas to help us make hard decisions. We never think about the good things that might come from this. Yeah, gosh. Just an energy wave. Just to describe it, you're falling apart, your head's coming off your neck, all these things are coming off in pieces. You feel like you're choking on your own blood. Your jaw is actually falling out of your face, and it's just like I'm falling apart in a really gruesome way. That's the energy reaction here that I'm working through. This is all fear-based stuff. This is your fears of facing your own challenges that you actually manifested in your own life. So we continue to work through cleaning up these echoes of fear and transforming them into, I can do this, and peace and harmony and love. When we do that, you actually are encompassing more peace and harmony and love, and it makes you grow and gives you empowerment. So this is the next, like, I'm falling apart echo, and I don't know about this. So let's see what this is. Okay, the next one after falling apart is I'm holding a dagger, and I'm just going geek, 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 like just hitting myself in the heart with it over and over again. And if I could just somehow, I'll just, just wanting to chop my body up into pieces. Because I'm just, like, this is just a damning situation. That's basically, like, literally the language here is that you've damned yourself. And now you're going to punish yourself for your own choices. So you're not going to choose to overcome this. You would rather destroy yourself than have to go through this challenge. I mean, it's just too big of a challenge. Oh man, you're really hard on yourself. I mean, you're really hard on yourself, and you're just crushing yourself right now. In this space here, you are. I mean, you won't stop. You won't stop torturing yourself. So we have you standing with the knife doing this over and over, so you're torturing yourself through this challenging situation. So it's just the space is really releasing a lot of just being too hard on the self. It's too hard on the self. I mean, it's just a lot of chaotic echoes going on in here. And that's okay. We're just going to help these kind of come up and out, all right? So I got to continue to look at these scenes, these extreme scenes, okay? So one scene, you're actually choking or suffocating yourself. Obviously, we've seen the scene with the dagger into the heart, so you're actually hurting your own heart by these behaviors. You're torturing yourself, you're wanting to cut yourself into pieces, you feel like you're falling apart. So how are you going to be strong enough to overcome this challenge if you're feeding into these types of energetic definitions of self? And your value and worth in this life is not worthy and deserving of better than this. Or this challenge of getting to a place of better than this is just too much. So it would be better to just continue to beat yourself up and put yourself down for the situation that you're in, not to speak up, to wither away and disappear from this world in order to become strong and start working with your heart moving forward. Oh man, I see you as some sort of fruit that instantly the juice is all suck inside of itself as sort of like a weird like black hole on the inside, and it's like it's rotting at the same time, and it's just going in its inside of itself. And it was like a juicy fruit, a beautiful, like fresh, yummy, like Georgia peach or something. And then it's just all the juices sucked in, and the fruit started to rot from the inside out. And then it's just started to suck into itself and die. And the core of you is your heart, is the one that is being tortured the most here. And this is the tool that we need to be working with the most in order to conquer everything and to be all that we are. We need our heart. This is just screaming ego right now, coming and attacking me. That's fine. This is really normal. But ego is just like piercing scream, piercing deathly scream. And it's like a dead, it looks like a vampire-esque dead person that is screaming a really high-pitched, not even human, and just breaking glass and mirrors, and wants this frequency of this scream to rip me apart while also attacking me. And full of dark shadow, and wanting to cover me in shadow and having me consume the shadow so that I too can feel this miserable, that I too can understand, that I too can know what it is like. And the only way you'll know what it is like is then to be me. This is ego. This is really normal ego. Your ego is totally normal. I swear to God, human ego is out of control. And I don't feel that that actually is our normal balance. That is what society influences us to become. When we get beaten down in these situations and we allow our minds to continue to uphold our day-to-day life, and it's not helping us get anywhere. It's actually going to rot us from the inside out. Ego is still mad at me. It's sort of like a bull that's blowing the smoke out of its nostrils and sort of wanting to charge me, wanting to rip me apart, wanting to actually eat me. The bull does. Wanting to consume me, chew me up. This space has a sort of a rotted out mental body space, and there's boards that are breaking and falling in different places, and there's like awful rancid liquid, and it smells like really bad breath, but worse than that, it smells worse than really bad breath. And because there's a rancid smell to it, and it's a soury scent. And it's got like it's a mouth, like a tongue or something. It almost looks like a mouth as well. And it's also resonating with the mental body. And it doesn't want to open up. And it doesn't want to speak. It wants to close. it doesn't want to open up. And so the mental body and the throat, mouth, are kind of working together here to create the resistance of you choosing to work in your heart. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. I'm just looking around here. I'm actually opening up your entire head cavity. Something about what I'm hearing. Just like, you ever hear something that you just can't stand and it just makes you want to scream inside? But there's like an awful beeping noise. It's just like beep, but it's like so piercing. It hurts, but it's not actually a sound. It's freaking horrible. But it's like, what is it that you're hearing that is creating something so uncomfortable? There's something very uncomfortable in here, and it's just like an awful sound. And it's just, they're very resistant to speak. Very resistant. And it's like, this space is like the master of controlling and preventing you from not following your heart. I mean, the whole mental body is... There's a lot of screaming, there's a lot of shaking, there's a lot of resistance, shaking the head. I hate you. The heart is coming out of the chest and it is starting to... I don't know what this is doing, but it's about anger. So the heart is coming out of the chest and it's growing like 1,000 arms and around it. And the arms actually want to choke in return. And it wants to pull a head into the heart portal, and the heart portal to swallow up this whole person. But not necessarily to go into the heart, but to be digested in terrible acids, and then to die in a painful way. And I see a very demon-esque version of just the pain and suffering of what you've been through standing here. And it's all of your hurts, all in this emanation. The screaming is still happening here. But there's no sound that ever comes out. There's just the effect of screaming. You ever scream inside yourself? You can hear it. You know it is happening. There's a frequency to it, but no sound ever comes out. So how is it that we can hear our own voices or scream inside ourselves and experience that, but we're not actually expressing sound as a human being? We have an entire dimensional reality that we don't even notice is real or there, and it's the real parts of ourself. So some part of you, and I think you would be aware of this, knows that you're screaming on the inside. Instantly everything's calming down. It's like the balloon there was some sort of like a little opening and it just go like all this hot air is just blowing out now. And it's like the balloon is your head, and all this stuffiness that is in here is just starting to go out of the balloon, and the balloon is just collapsing down. And that actually helps the emotional gut as well. And the emotional gut's like, and it's trying to hawk out this digestion that was not favorable. But it's weird because the gut wants to hawk it out, but the heart is saying, but you used me. Emotional gut, you used me. And you forced this into me. You forced me to consume this pain. But you're the one that is the one that inspired it in the first place. And the gut wants to hawk it out, but the heart is the one that is possessing it. And it's very unbalanced. and it's creating an awful feeling inside of your gut, because this is not digesting well. This just simply isn't digesting well. We'll say this area is feeling massive improvement, but there's still just little tiny little blinks of, like, resistance type stuff. But this is now this emotional gut, and then the heart's like, you chose this, but you used me. You used my heart. And now through my heart, now I have to digest something that it creates so much discomfort. And I can't just hawk it out. I can't just release it or upchuck it. That just doesn't work that way. And I'm actually going to have to go through the digestion of you before my heart is going to be able to heal from this. That's what's coming. But your emotional gut is saying, I'm the one in pain. And so there's confusion here. We're just going through energy shifts. I slow the frequency way down so we can actually get some understanding here. And what is an acceptable level of conversation, Not like, I hate you, but you did this to me, but I hate you. No, it's like, slow it on down. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong here, okay? All there is perspective. And the only way to really get into the positive vibes is to slow things down, slow it on down, relax, no vulnerability, no defensive feelings, just relax. It's really the emotional gut that is way out of proportion, and the heart actually feels numb and kind of lost and confused. And the heart has legitimate feelings, but it feels like the heart's legitimate feelings aren't really the value here. And the emotional gut is blaming the heart for everything. And the emotional gut just wants to get rid of this. The emotional gut has been ripped apart, and the emotions have been just too much. And so we're kind of like, well, emotional gut, you are hurt. And heart, you are hurt. Heart, you should not feel numb. And emotional gut, we need to choose something about acceptance. We need to learn about this digestion here so that we can allow ourselves to just let go of it. And we just let go of it. Now it is withdrawn from us. It is moved back to this person or whatever. And so we just remove it out, and we just allow ourselves to move back in a safe space where we are ourself, they are their self, and we're not consuming them. So there's separation between the energy fields here. Emotional gut's just like, but I can't. How am I supposed to? Like really irate, hysteria, hurt, upset, crying, wailing. I actually take my hand and I put it on this upper part of your gut, okay? I close my eyes and I just send love straight into this space. You have not felt this before. What is genuine, nurturing, actual, on a level that it's on a level that your soul relates to or knows about, understands what it is. But on the human level, it does not echo back that you've ever felt love like this before. And all I'm doing is simply just emanating pure love, what is like angelic love. That is unconditional, without judgment, and just allowing that emotional body to nurture. Something angry, angry eyes behind the heart. The eyes are starting to kind of go away. It's starting to become like a smoky sensation. It's just starting to dissipate. Throat's starting to feel a little bit of sensitivity. Throat's wanting to actually scream and yell out. It actually wants to express a yelling sound from the upset, not to scream inside itself, but to actually release what is a normal, healthy version of anger. Because we can't scream inside ourselves and expect that to be enough to heal the hurt, right? And if you feel angry, you actually need to express that. And then you should know that the other side should be a good listener. And I know that's not always the case in our human world. Like, we don't want to hear that we have hurt somebody's feelings. We don't want to hear that we're doing something wrong, or but you are angry. You are mad. This person has created this much anguish in you. So you have a right, and they should be listening in order to reevaluate themselves, because they're not getting the opportunity to reevaluate themselves until you give that opportunity to them. And that is going to heal everything that's in here that's just like ready to just upchuck it all out, and just like like that. And it would actually be very healthy for you. There's like healthy anger, and then there's I won't ever stop hating you. I'll never let go of this anger. That's not healthy anger. But if it's been hurt and it's been swelling on the inside for years, like, you gotta say something, because it's not fair even to this other person that you are not directly expressing this in a way that they need to cope with how they're not doing something right. Okay, so this is healthy anger, actually. I'm going to allow healthy anger to come out of your voice and out of your face, out of your mouth, okay? So healthy anger is coming out just in a loud yelling noise, okay? It doesn't make any sense. It's just a screaming, yelling noise. Just I'm angry is coming out of the throat and the mouth. And there's like a huge tumbleweed of googly like smushed together, and it's just in the yell, it's all coming out, and it comes right out the mouth. Whew, that feels better. And now you suddenly just grow really tall, like the redwood tree. Now suddenly you become so tall, you're like Empire State Building. You're just like super tall. You could grow to easily the tallest mountain in the world here, like that, but you seem to want to stop at Empire State Building tall, because you're not used to being that tall yet. And that's satisfying enough, because that's, if you need to acclimate to being Empire State Building tall before you become like super tall mountain. Before you become a bright star in the sky kind of thing. So we're just going up the graduated steps of your amazingness as you acclimate to how amazing and wonderful you are. So we just got to take baby steps, right? But the moment you just get it out, oh my God, you upchuck a huge ball of of digestion that wasn't very warm and comfortable, and it's been really detrimental here. So you just hawk it up through the expression, and it actually makes you feel so much lighter. It makes you feel like so much healthier, so much better, and you feel brighter. You feel like you're growing really fast, and you feel stronger. You actually feel stronger. Wow. Wow, there's like a dizziness, but everybody, all the bodies here are feeling better. I just needed to get that off their chest, because they've been all working together through this calamity issue, where you've not been choosing to be heart-centered, so you've been resisting. So now that we got that calamity out of all of these energy bodies, now you can start focusing on moving forward in life with your heart forward. It's just a little bit of energy release going on here. So I'm gonna stretch it out. This feels good. Stretching it out. This energy is like hot, hot, go, 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 hot, 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 bubble, 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 bubble. So it's just pop, 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 popping right now. It's really, really fast, 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 fast. It's going faster, 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 faster. It's just really revving up the engines here, and you're just starting to go. You're starting to get really, really fast, and you're just blasting off forward. And all that is not that no longer serves your purpose. You just leave it all behind you. You just go, and all that junk. It's just whatever garbage that was, whatever manipulation that was, whatever I couldn't do it. I wanted to get sucked into the clam and die, whatever. That was just so absurd. Now we just throw that behind us. It's just like you just left it all behind you. You are just off for the races here like a crazy, like lightning bolt with all your purest heart emanating essence as your divine totality, as all that you are. And you don't need anything else. You're feeling growing. Like I feel you growing and expanding and ripping out of like shells and skins that have been you've been tightly wrapped inside of. Like you can imagine a snake that is a baby snake that has been aging in the last 4 to 5 years, for instance, and never was able to shed a skin. Instantly just go like through all these skins and shells of its reality, and it just grows instantly, like it's just like a massive snake. Like you were kind of like that right now, like instantly just like breaking through all these shells. And suddenly you're just like, I am. And he was like, I am powerful. I am love. I am determined. I am mighty. I am all of these emanating powerhouse essences of you. And we don't know about anything else. And everybody is actually they're all chilling out back there, rejuvenating, trying to figure out what just happened. But that's fine because they're all just relaxing now and letting the heart do all the work. Letting the heart take control of the situation, because the heart is powerful. The heart makes the right decision. It's us that question it because the society we live in is not logical, but it insists that it is. And that's very confusing. That if our heart says to do something that's not logical, it's hard to do that. But now it's like, dude, your heart is so loud right now. That's all I got. That's all I got right now. You're running. I see you actually running in running shoes. Your body is running fast forward. You are quickly running fast. You're fast forward. I don't know why the language here, but fast forward is what you are doing. And you're taking control and you are running really swiftly. And your legs are strong. So I just see you running with power. And not like a light jog. And I mean, like, we're going to use all the muscles in our legs and we are going to go places. We're going to sprint. But when we sprint, we're just using all of our strength and it doesn't wear us out. And we're strong. Strong, athletic, and it's like beyond human while still being human. It's amazing. Amazing to feel this in my own body. And it's interesting because the legs being activated is almost like a powerful grounding emanation, because you feel so strong and connected to the planet as you bolt forward. But it's so like it's like natural, like an instinct, a crazy instinct that comes from deep inside your soul that is activating your legs, and you're just bolting forward. And you're speaking at the same time, and you're accepting them, and you're letting go, and you don't need to digest that crap, and your heart is saying, it's time for me. It's time. And this is genuine stuff we're looking at here. You want to go higher than this. You tell me that at this point or phase in your life, you say, Abby, I want to go beyond this. Not just to be human or be my heart center, but actually be my higher self. I want to be beyond this. I want to go where I've never gone before. I want to experience what I've never experienced before. and it's on like a spiritual level while still being human. And it's really blissful. It's really wise. It's about self-discovery. It's about knowing who you are as a human being, but as a soul too. Very soul level as well, like really emanating that. And you feel ready. But now, bam, all of a sudden your body is kind of, everything is saying, I need to rest. So you're instantly laying down in a soft, cozy bed with soft, cozy pillows and wonderful blankets, and it's just wonderful in here. It's cool, it's the right temperature. It's not cold. There's something lovely about the temperature. It's like a cool room, and it's really hot outside, but you have blankets on it. I don't know what it is, but it's really lovely. And it's so cozy. You're just resting. So everything just instantly, like, I'm complete. Everything just instantly did that. Oof. So give me a moment here, Tambra. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your spiritual atmosphere and come back into my body more. So I'm just moving on back here, feeling myself pulling away here. Allowing myself to come back into myself, feeling fully disconnected from you. Starting to feel like myself again. Feeling more like me again. Yeah, that was some crazy chaotic flows going on in there that are you just blasted beyond it, and you are probably going to feel sleepier from this energy work because your whole energetic dynamic is being reborn or rebuilt or reconstructed with new frequency harmonies, new harmonies of your design and how you're processing energy. So this you might feel tired because your body has work to do. And so if it lasts 3 to 5 days, that's pretty normal. So just rest, and if you feel like just any kind of off or anything like that, that's because all this stuff is coming out and you're going to be feeling better and better and better. Wow, I'm just blown away by that whole experience. I'm actually really excited for you too. And I'm still a little out of it here, so I'm just going to say that, Tambra, thank you so much for exploring this work with me and your willingness to share with others. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in a chakra removal session, it's also an energetic upgrade and DNA activation, because energetic upgrade, DNA activation is all intertwined and raising your frequency, and through raising your frequency, it transforms you. It transforms the way that we are as a human race. We evolve from love. But we also evolve from hurt and suffering and punishment too. But evolution with love is much nicer. So chakra removal gets you into your heart. It activates your heart on a level that is extraordinary, helps you let go of what's no longer serving your purpose so you can move forward with love, which is raising your frequency and activating all this essence that you are, that is your biology even. So if you're interested, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. So thank you all very much, and I wish you all a wonderful day.